Hey, good evening, everybody. Um, we're gonna start the Twitter space in a few minutes, but the streak's over. 86-63 Canes win tonight. Win comfortably. First time since 2016. We've won up there, and that's a big deal. We're gonna start. We're gonna get a few minutes, get the audience to come on. Um, my thoughts: complete dominance tonight. Everything went right for us. Um, so I'm gonna start getting I'm gonna get the Twitter space going very shortly. 50% from three tonight. Absolutely dominant performance. Um, we end the 9-game losing streak. We do it in convincing fashion tonight. Um, we're gonna do that. First, I'm just getting everybody ready. Um, we're getting everything ready. Um, Total dominance tonight. So okay, I'm gonna remind everybody. Yes, and I'm on and on YouTube as well. Just as well. All right, so we're gonna get the space. We're gonna get the Twitter space started. We're gonna get my Twitter audience in there. Um, we're going to get the Twitter audience start going, and we are going to start the Twitter space now. We're going to start that now for my Twitter audience. We're going to get them on. Good evening, everybody. For those on Twitter, and we're simulcasting this space on YouTube. Canes win 86-63 tonight. I'm going to give you my thoughts. I felt we were dominant in all three phases. Um, 86. I'm just getting this changing the title of space. Okay, there we go. I felt we were dominant in all three phases tonight. Um, we did everything we had to do tonight, so we're getting everybody started. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me here? Hold on, I'm just gonna get a chat. Live chat. Hold on, let me see. Um, Billy, I thought we were dominant tonight. I'm gonna be able to get the speakers on. I'm gonna be able, if you're able to hear the speakers, please let me know. Um, so we're gonna get started. We're gonna start with Matty Ice, who's been a big contributor during basketball season, and we're gonna get started. If you can hear the speaker, please let me know. If not, let me know and I'll turn the volume up. With that said, Matt, good evening. You're on the air. Great win tonight. Dominant performance, every facet of the game tonight.
Yeah, real dominant performance. I think that, we needed this kind of on our schedule and stuff, just for tournament resume and stuff. As much as people say you just got to win the games, it's nice to have a blowout victory like this because, a lot of the advanced rankings, like the Ken Palm rankings and everything, it's a measure of, how much you actually beat your opponent by, how you play against different levels of competition. So it's nice to have this one. I thought the ball movement was really good today. Nigel Pack looks like a completely different player. Just the aggressiveness he's playing with, like looking for his shot. I think he's shooting over 50% from three the last like 3 games. I don't know that's 100%, but with him playing at that level, and once Isaiah Wong gets healthy and he's doing what he does, offensively, you have to really like what this team can do.
Absolutely. Everything was there. Everything clicked tonight. I saw a stat at one point in the first half. We had 19 to nothing. 19 to nothing on second chance points at one point. 19 to nothing.
Yeah. Well, and that's what happens when you have two guys just like, obviously we know what Norchad O'Meara can do on the offensive glass, but Jordan Miller too is that 6'7", playing that guard position. Two guys, I think they're both in the top 10 for offensive rebounds per game in the ACC. So when you have two guys like that can, give you second chance opportunities, it's huge.
Absolutely. Let me get Bryce on here. Bryce, go ahead, man. You're on the air. Big win tonight. Bryce, go ahead, man.
Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I decided to sit by the fire, and I said, you know what? I need some firewood. Let me go grab that spear real quick.
Oh, yeah. Get the spear and burn that baby down.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dominant in all three phases. Absolutely all dominant tonight.
Absolutely. This was definitely needed after
the heartbreaker
after Duke. I loved every minute of it. I'm not going to sit here and say this was a perfect game by all means, because we had a little bit of sloppiness here and there with some fouls and some turnovers, but this was. I think it's other than I know FSU's basketball team this year has not been good at all. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
But the one thing that we can say, it feels so goddamn good to finally snap that goddamn losing streak.
Oh yeah. Finally put the FSU thing to bed for good.
Absolutely. Now
Pittsburgh's next.
We got to build off this heading into Pitt.
Yep, absolutely. Let me get my next speaker on. My next speaker is Jay Biz. Jay Biz, you're up next. Go ahead. Good evening, man.
Danny, let me ask you something. What team's better, this team or last year's team?
Wow, that's a hard question. Maddie, you want to take that one?
It's tough. I would say there's still some, like Bryce said this when he was talking about the game. 17 turnovers. I think a lot of those were because we're up by a lot, but there have been some times where we've been turnover prone and stuff. But the thing I will say is if Nigel Pack is shooting the ball at this level and Isaiah Wong is playing at his level when it comes to March, I mean, there's no reason this team can't go further than last year's team. And I think that this team is better offensively, and I like the versatility defensively as well with Norchad Omier. He's an absolute monster.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about him. And did you notice Omier got pulled for a little bit earlier in this game tonight?
Yeah.
I think somebody. I think that said on the broadcast is because I think there was something regarding his offense. Like somebody said some of the consultants told him to pull Norchad at some point.
Yeah,
what's that
I'm not
about?
100% sure. The one thing I will say about Norchad is he's gonna go all out in every single possession and whatnot. And I think that he sometimes on offense he has a tendency to force things. He averages a decent amount of turnovers for what position he plays. But I think everything else that he does on the court just outweighs that so much, But I mean, if he can shore those things up and we get our turnovers down, this team is elite. And with what the field is this year as well, you look at teams like Gonzaga, Kansas has struggled, it's open. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So there's no reason why we can't compete to compete in the national championship.
Yeah. Okay. I want to, for my YouTube audience listening and watching, if you have a question about tonight's game, please feel free to put it in the live chat, and we'll be able to get it answered. We'll get our next speaker on. Miami Dilfer will be up next, and then Canes for Life. Miami Dilfer, you're up next.
Yeah, hey guys, how's everyone doing?
Good. Very good about tonight.
Yeah, no, they look great. Do you find it a little concerning that college basketball isn't as entertaining? I don't know about you guys, but I haven't gotten into it. I mean, there's a lot of coaches that retired, like Jay Wright and Coach K. Are you a little worried about the future of the sport?
I don't think so. I think the future of the sport looks good. It looks bright. though I'd like to see, and you start to see guys retire, like you said. But I still think they're going to be coaches that are up and coming that are going to want to prove themselves going forward.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like the ACC is just like, you look at like the rankings, it just doesn't look the way it usually. And like, I mean, even Kentucky stinks this year. It's just I can't get into it.
All right, man.
Yeah, I mean, Kentucky's always been inconsistent though. Like they're either very dominant or there's times where they make the NIT. You know what I mean? It's like very boom or bust.
Like Florida stinks ever since Billy Donovan left. North Carolina stinks this year. Duke stinks. It's just weird. And then Mike Bray's retiring next year. It's just, I don't know. I'm not used to this change.
No, it's a big thing going forward. Canes for life. I want to get you up next. You're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please.
Hey, DBC, big one tonight.
Yes, very solid win. Dominant all around. All in every phase of the game.
Yeah, my question is, have you heard any interest from Bethune-Cookman for you to take that head coaching job?
Not. I'm not going to address that because someone's going to get that job. But we're not going to talk about that tonight. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, solid. But again, back to tonight's game, I felt we played very solid. I felt we did well. I felt the threes were dropping all night.
Yeah, big one, huge one.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my YouTube feed. I'm hearing something about Roscoe Parrish was in a rollerblading accident. Can anyone confirm that?
Are you serious?
From what I'm seeing on YouTube, some ways that just I don't know if anyone could confirm that or not.
I'm Googling as we speak.
Yeah, just find out about that, please.
Somebody trying to find that out.
Yeah, because it might be a troll thing, but maybe some sick joke. But yeah, if it's true, if it's true, I don't know. But anyway, if anyone else wants to talk about tonight's win, let's talk about a couple things while I look that up. I'm looking.
I couldn't find anything, Danny.
No, I didn't think so either. Sure, go ahead.
Do you think the point guard is good enough to carry this team to a Final Four?
I don't know. Matt, you want to take that one while I'm looking up the stats?
Or can you talk about the point guard play?
Yeah, I think that's what he's asking.
Here's the thing with Nigel Pack. I think that a lot of the reason why he struggled at the beginning of the season was just a mix of things. He comes from an offense where a lot of the offense that was created for him, it was coming off pin downs, coming off like off-ball action. He was running through screens. This is a lot more of like create your own offense in a way. So I think there's that. He didn't play point guard at Kansas State. He was, the two guard. They had Noel at Kansas State, who was a really good point guard, actually having a really good season. So I think it's a mix of things. I think he's starting to come into his own. But
is he the point guard? He's the point guard?
I think, he's the point guard. But I think what Miami has is
I thought of him as a two guard.
Well, he's the point guard of this team for sure. Yeah, but I'm saying what I'm saying is Miami has, a trio of guys that can play make, handle. Well, even Harlan Beverly too. They have so many guys that can, play that point guard position. They can play make and kind of score for themselves. And I think that that's what you really need in a team to make it far. It's all about guard play.
Yeah. And in March it's going to be guard play.
Can somebody explain the Kansas City jerseys? Do you guys like them or not like them?
I have no idea what you're saying.
The jerseys?
No, we have not.
They're pink. They wear pink tops and then purple shorts.
Yeah.
You ever seen those?
No, I have not.
Oh, you got to Google it.
Okay, but yeah, Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I was just looking up something here. Yeah, here are the stats on tonight's win. We were 56% from the field, Matt. We were 50% from three-point range. We held FSU to 3 for 22 from beyond the arc. And 41% from the field. If that's not a dominant performance, I don't know what is. Though I did not like the fact we turned it over 17 times tonight, mostly in the second half, like Bryce said. we got to cut. Yes, those are high. I got to see that cut down. But aside from that, on the glass, we were 40-23 on the glass, 10-8 on the offensive. But I know they said I don't know if you have the numbers on second chance points, because on second chance points, we were absolutely whipping them.
We had 19. They had. Oh no, wait. Let me see. 19-13 is what I see. But a lot of those second chance points from FSU kind of came in the garbage time as well.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think of the story of Keontae Johnson? I'm watching Kansas State right now. He's starting.
Yeah, no, he's a great story from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's playing at an extremely high level.
Danny, remember he fell on his he collapsed on the court.
Oh yeah.
So he plays for Kansas State now.
Wow, that's a great story. That's a great story to see that.
Yeah, they're on ESPN2 right now. It's a good game. It's number 5 versus number 14.
Yeah.
Okay,
wait. Bryce had his hand up. Bryce, you had your hand up. Go ahead, man.
Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're good.
Okay. First thing I'm gonna say, and then I got a question for Maddie. So first thing I'm gonna say, I still feel like we still need to work on our free throws. Like, I still feel like that's still an emphasis that needs to be touched on. Second, now that FSU has been taken care of, and this is my question to you, Maddie, how do you feel about us going into Pitt, and what are the key matchups?
Well, to start, I was going to look at the free throw stats. I wanted to look at those real quick.
The free throw stats, by the way, free throws 68% to 61.5.
Yeah, because I think Norchad missed a couple. I remember him, and Anthony Walker missed all of his. Yeah, you can't have that. Most of the guards made theirs, but yeah. And then you said Pitt and moving forward.
Yeah, I said moving into Pitt, and then who are the key matchups that we're going? I guess particularly the players that we definitely need to look out for against Pitt, and who matches up nicely against them with our team that we have.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys, I think you were here, Bryce, when we were talking about like the 3-game series we had of like going through Duke, FSU, and Pitt, and I said that if we can win two of three, I would gladly take that, right?
Yep, you did say that, Matt.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to win them all. No, I think you're going. I mean, Pitt, kind of the surprise of the ACC, along with oh my God, I'm blanking right now. Who's in first right now? Clemson.
They're a huge surprise.
Yeah. So
who saw Clemson being this good?
Yeah, I definitely did not. But as far as Pitt, I mean, on our end, it's, you have to take care of the ball on the road. You're not going to always shoot like you did, tonight. I want to see Nigel Pack be just as aggressive, right? And also too, like, I mean, hopefully Isaiah Wong is healthier. I want to see him have another great offensive game. And the other thing I wanted to talk about too, before I get into it, Wooga Poplar, man, has like
dude, I was just about to say that. Like, man, how the heck did I forget about Wooga Poplar? He had a really good game tonight too.
He's really been impressing me, like specifically like defensively and stuff. Just like his ability to play through the passing lanes. He was someone that he talked about how the game was a little too fast for him last year, but you're kind of seeing him evolve as a player, and he does have off shooting nights, but I think, I mean, if he's playing like that defensively, it's just an added boost. But yeah, and as far as Pitt, they've been playing really well. Kind of surprised. I know that they have a guard, Jamarius Burton, that's pretty good. I've only seen parts of like one or two of their games, but I mean, to me,
who's playing pretty well is NC State.
What was that?
You know who's playing pretty well is NC State.
Yeah, NC State beat us in Raleigh a couple of games ago.
Yeah, Terquavion Smith is a baller, and they have some other guys that are really good as well. So I mean, the ACC. Last year that's the same thing.
Probably.
What was that?
Who's the best in the ACC? Probably Virginia, right?
I don't even know if you could say that, to be honest. I mean, I guess I don't know who I would take.
They're 15-3.
Well, I mean, Clemson technically has the best.
Yeah. They also, you're right though. They haven't played anybody. Like they've beaten up on like pretty weak opponents. They actually lost to Pittsburgh by 3 points.
Yeah, I think.
And they lost to Miami.
Because Virginia still has to play. Did they play Duke already? No, I think they still play Duke.
They beat UNC and they beat Syracuse and they beat Florida State. They've won 5 in a row.
Yeah.
All of their losses, they lost to us by 2. They lost to Houston and they lost to Pittsburgh. So they only have 3. They're pretty good, man.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't know who I would take in the ACC right now.
I can't take Clemson.
If you give me, yeah, I mean, but it's just, to me, it's like you asked me in like 5 games, I'd probably give you better.
Right.
Let me get Canes for life in. Canes for life. Go ahead, man.
Hey, Danny, I did a little more research and I can't find anything about
Roscoe. I can't on the Roscoe thing. Yeah, for those who didn't know, TMZ Sports allegedly is confirming Roscoe Paris was in a rollerblading accident this evening. But they're saying, I'm reading from my YouTube audience that TMZ Sports says they're confirming that, but I've seen nothing from TMZ Sports to verify that one way or the other to prove it's true. So hopefully it's not.
Yeah. To me, it sounds as fake as the people saying you were in a bear attack.
Yeah, pretty much. But let's see. Let's hold off on that. So anyway, thanks for the update. Anyway,
hold off on.
Let's hold off.
It being real or.
We don't know. But let's get to Bryce here. Bryce, go ahead, man. You had your hand up.
Wait, what?
Go ahead, Bryce.
Yeah, Matt. Danny and Matt. Do you think we have a shot at possibly maybe winning the ACC this year?
Wow, I gotta tell you, Clemson's been doing well, and you know what? Here's what gets me about Virginia. Didn't we beat Virginia head to head, guys?
Yeah, we beat Virginia.
And Virginia's ranked ahead of us.
It was a good game, actually. It was a very good game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
And we were and you see some of the rankings right now, some of the seedings. Virginia's actually ranked 4th, and we're number 5. If you look at some of the publications out there, and some have us going to the South or the Midwest or the West, and Virginia in the East. Come on, ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a lot of the advanced like rankings and stuff, because if you look at like the Ken Palm rankings and net rankings, we're kind of like in that 40 range. I mean, after this game, we're probably going to be in the 30s. I haven't checked yet.
Do you think Tennessee will ever go to a Final Four with Rick Barnes? Because they're ranked 4th in the country, right?
Tennessee's mentioned, yes.
Because they always.
I don't know what they're ranked right now. They are for sure ranked number 4.
They're 4 in the country. Yeah, they came out with the. They were the 4th 1 seed.
Oh.
So Alabama's a 1 seed. Tennessee's a 1 seed. I think Houston's a 1 seed, and then I think I'm drawing a blank on the last one.
All right, so I'll get Jacob in a minute. But Kane J, you're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please.
Hey, what's up, guys? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Hey, real quick, I got to get off, but I wanted to throw out one thing real quick. I'm doing an Isaiah Long tracker this year to see how high he climbs in Miami history with points.
Mm-hmm.
He is currently, after tonight's 18, he's tied with Dennis Burns at 1594 for 9th all time. a chance. He's got Duran Scott at 1650, Jack McClinton at 1702, Tim James at 1713, and Robert Height at 1717. I believe all of those are attainable for him. Not sure if he'll catch Darius Rice.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard to say. Hopefully he does, but yeah, Matty had to pull out. He had to go, but yeah, Jacob, you're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please. Jacob, go ahead. I think Jacob might have some issues with audio there. Yeah, Jacob may have some issues with the audio, but yeah, if you guys, Jacob, can you try again? Come back in, man. Be a listener, and let's come, and then you can come back in. We'll try to get your mic work done while we do that. Yeah, tonight I felt we were dominant in every facet of the game. We did what we had to do. See, Roscoe, the latest on the Roscoe, okay, he's the unidentified male in the accident from what's being said regarding that. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay. And I'll get Jacob back in. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm getting my bike up. Go ahead, Jacob. Holy smokes.
The best player in recent history.
Yeah, I'm getting it over.
Grant, so, and he doesn't have that star this year. It's just it's kind of like a team of I'm trying to think of just there's nobody that can get it up. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Wow. Can you all hear me by chance? Yeah. Something strange just happened here. Something strange just happened here. All right, let me get off here. Go ahead now, man. Go ahead. Bryce, go ahead, man. Let's see if you can hear me now. See if we could get those audio issues fixed. Bryce, go ahead, man. You're up. Well, I think we're having technical issues. I think we're having technical issues here. What we're gonna do, I think we're having issues with we have some technical problems here. So what we're gonna do is let me come back on. We'll start Twitter up again. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna end it, and we'll do part 2. Sorry about that for my YouTube audience. We had some technical issues here. So yeah, so there was some issues we had. Let's went on the fritz there for a little bit. I didn't record the first one, so I did put that up for YouTube, my YouTube audience. So we're gonna start that now. Pull out. Hey, sorry about that, guys. Had some audio issues. Bryce, we'll get you back. We'll hopefully get the guys back on. Let's see if you're able to hear me now. Jacob, I know you wanted to speak, so I'm going to invite you to speak also. So I do want you to speak. Let's see if you're able to hear me now. Go ahead. Are you able to hear me now, guys? Are you able to hear me?
Hey, y'all hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. We got that fixed now. Jacob, go ahead, then I'll get Bryson.
Yeah, one of y'all asked about Tennessee being a contender or not. As a Tennessee fan, I don't think we are there yet. If I can go get a bucket, our rotation is really nice because we can get somebody from the bench to come off and score at will. But that guy's like scoring maybe giving us like 10 max. We don't have like certified bucket getter like Kevin Durant was when Barnes took him to the Final Four.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with that. Bryce, go ahead, man.
Yes, sir. Can you all hear me good?
Yeah, Bryce, go ahead. You're good.
Yeah. Unrelated to basketball.
Yeah.
Real quick, this was I think Barry Jackson just reported something about I think Josh Gaddis.
Okay. Yeah, I read that thing on Gaddis. Do you have any updates on that, Bryce?
Let me see what he's just posted.
I know he said that the buyout would be very expensive for Gaddis to be gone, but they do want to move on. There is mutual thinking about him moving on.
Where is it? It says from Gaddis, who is seeking work elsewhere and divorce talks to portal help to another potential 2023 freshman to wide receiver search. has issues to resolve in weeks ahead, which I guess moral of the story is I've been hearing like a lot of talks about like Josh Gaddis, maybe he's leaving, maybe he's not. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have also been hearing like he might be leaving, he might not. I mean, if he leaves to go get a better job offer, I mean, that's great. But at the same time, it kind of sucks, though, because then we're going to have to learn a whole new offensive scheme.
Yeah, but we'll come back to that. Hey, Dennis, you're on the air, man. Go ahead and speak.
Hey, thanks. Just wanted to kind of refocus the attention on what basketball did tonight, because
absolutely dominant.
Absolutely dominant. Just a couple of questions. I saw just a couple of tweets from Bryce. Seemed really worried in that second half. We were getting FSU's kind of their best. They were trying to do everything they could, and they got it down to about 24. Bryce seemed to get a little worried, and I just wanted to ask Bryce what concerned him when the lead went from 28 to 24. And then I heard someone earlier mention that we dominated in all three phases.
That was me.
Just curious what that third phase was.
I think the 3-point shooting, defensively, and definitely the rebound. Definitely the rebounding. No, and especially the second chance points.
Yeah, and I thought Coach L did a really nice job when it went from 28 to 24. Called a quick timeout, got all the guys back on the same page, and just seemed to. He just always has a great presence of him. It seems to kind of get the guys.
Yeah, and another thing, Dennis. Also, I think I might have lost you there for a minute. Another thing I looked at is I just felt like you said. Do you notice when he pulled Norchad early during that stretch, Dennis?
I did. He does a good job of when he gets a little out of control. I think he sits him down, and to be honest with you, I think he just tells him to stop dribbling the damn ball so much. If I'm being honest with you, it's out of control.
Yeah.
And I think he calms him down and tells him, listen, you're a big body. Stay in the paint and just throw it in. You don't need to be dribbling down the court.
No, just calm him down. Just get him back on the same page, like you said. And it worked out. I mean, in fact, we were in Tallahassee for a few extra days. He really wanted to beat FSU tonight, and these guys really wanted to end that 9-game losing streak against the Noles. And we did that in every way tonight.
I couldn't agree with you more after what happened last year when they beat us twice.
By 1 point.
Both games were by 1 point. You really want to get after it this year, and I don't. I think this team is going to go as far as Wong and Pack take us, and
Yeah.
When Pack hit a couple threes early, I think that always bodes well for us. But if you get Wong and Pack hot, similar to Pack and McGusty last year in March, man, it's like that one guy tweets, man, we got more guards than Shawshank.
But hey, I think no context is going to come up next. Hey, yeah, let's get no context. You're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please.
As much as I love Isaiah Wong and I love Nigel Pack, I think if Jordan Miller gets hurt, this team, they're done. That's all I really wanted to say.
Okay. Yeah, because Jordan Miller's what, 6? How big is Miller? 6'11"? Is he 6'8", 6'9"? Because I know we only have one player on the roster that's 6'11". And in March, they're going to try to go down low with size. And that's going to be an issue, I would think.
Could always get the Cavender twins in there.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
No, man. We're just here to watch.
Yeah, we're here to
We're
watch.
Just here to watch.
Yeah, we're gonna get Jake Schwab up next. Jake, you're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please. Hello, Jake.
Hey, Danny, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, I appreciate the time. Dennis, great points all around tonight on the win. Great win. A little nervous when I went from 28 to 24, but we were all right. Danny, my only concern from last year to this year, I want to see if you agree when we talk about the team, the one-on-one basket getters, like the Cam McGusties that we had that can get a one-on-one contested shot.
Yeah.
That we can get at any point last year. He really stepped up in the tournament, man. Like it was a big impact player for us. You need those one-on-one bucket getters, and we all love Isaiah. Jordan Miller all around great player, but I just feel like Poplar's improved, but that spot where Cam is it's missing the scoring that we might need in the tournament.
Because in March, Jake, in March, what wins in March? What wins in March?
Well, guard play for me, old guard play.
Exactly.
Really,
and we have that this year.
Right. We had it last year too, and Charlie Moore, to be honest, is a better defender than Nigel Pack. But Nigel Pack can win a game with 7 threes for us too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what killed us against Kansas in that Elite Eight game? Size.
Yeah, we just ran into a buzzsaw there though too, Danny. I don't know. That was kind of the end of the road for us. And we got in foul trouble early that game.
And you can't against elite teams. You can't do that.
Exactly. But great points all around. That's all I wanted to say.
Hey.
Danny, Dennis, great space so far, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Dennis. Thanks, Jake, for coming on. Bryce, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I was gonna add on to that. When we played Kansas, I definitely agree on the size. Getting dominated in the paint, foul trouble, and again, another thing that I say is very crucial, in not just in. Well, actually, no. Let me rephrase that. And in regular season games, and also in tournament games, and in March, is free throws.
Yes, that's another very, very solid point. Free throw shooting.
Free throws keep you in games.
Yes.
If you can't hit your free throws, then I'm sorry, it's going to be a tough time trying to either come back and win the game or tie it.
And like I said, you gotta go. You win games in March. With guard play, good free throw shooting, and with good tough defense.
Absolutely.
And also the 3-ball, but if the three's not falling in March, that's trouble.
And also taking care of the ball, that's also very crucial as well.
And especially when you go into March.
Mm-hmm. And going against very, very good teams like such as Kansas and to name others as well.
Yeah. So Dennis, you had a point here you wanted to make?
No, I just wanted to give a quick live update. He just tied the game against Boston, but I wanted to bring up a point about the Canes. I almost wonder what that team last year would look like if we had this year's O'Meara, right? Because we talk about we just didn't have enough size against Kansas, and I think that really showed in that second half. What does last year's team look like if they had this year's O'Meara?
Ooh, That's an interesting question.
Can I answer that one?
Go ahead, Bryce. Go ahead. Take the floor on that.
I think we probably could have gone all the way. I really do. I think we could have gone all the way. I think we could have beaten Kansas. I think we could have made it the Final Four. And depending on what team we got matched up with, whether it be Duke or North Carolina, I think it would have been a very, very, very tough test to face either one of those teams in the Final Four. But I think we would have gotten it done. But that also depends on how we would have played as well. And it also depends on what team we would have played in the national championship. Now, do I think we could have won the national championship? Again, that really depends on what team we're playing and how we play. But if you gave me Omer last year with the team that we had, I really think we could have gone all the way. And I think we probably could have won the ACC championship as well last year.
By the way, I'm watching Clemson and Georgia Tech right now. Clemson winning 25-18 in the first half.
I don't want to get too hypothetical here.
Please go ahead.
I'm gonna angle this question at Bryce because it seems like you want to play this game with me. Let's take Omer away. What happens if last year's team has Kenny Kaji on it? That team go all the way?
Take that one, Bryce.
I'm going to say no on that one.
But something tells me, here's what I think we're going to have to do in this summer. I think we got to get a big man, a real bona fide big man. And now the people say that the era of the big man is obsolete. I don't think so. You see what Purdue's doing? Do any of you see what Purdue's doing?
I see it, Dan. I see it.
Now, didn't Purdue have size? Don't they still have size down low?
Yep.
The low post game isn't going anywhere. In fact, I think it's a lost start to have good solid play down low by a big man. It really is a lost start.
Danny,
nowadays.
For Dennis's game, I kind of like this. What are our thoughts, Bryce and Dennis? Anthony King. Let's go old school here.
Bryce, you could take that one.
That's a Final Four team. I don't know about winning at all, but if you put Anthony King in there, that's a Final Four team.
All right, let's look. Go ahead, Dennis. Go ahead.
I just wanted to touch on Danny's point. College is a different game than the NBA. And you look at Purdue, they almost got the damn Statue of Liberty down in the post. And, they work around that. Heat up 89-87, 5 minutes left, by the way.
What game is that, Dennis?
Heat up on Boston, 89-87, 5 minutes left.
Okay, so go ahead.
I was just going to say, to your point, Purdue makes it work with the big man. And I think we don't have that big man. I think Omer's possibly a year away from being that. But my goodness, if you add a big man to this roster and you put Omer out there as the 4, ooh, buddy, that's a dangerous team, especially with our guard play that, as you know, plays in March.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, and not only it goes March, it goes very deep in March.
The only thing, though, Danny, I wish, and Dennis, those are excellent points. Last year's team was so disruptive, Cam and Charlie in the passing lanes and creating turnovers. Teams couldn't run good, efficient offense against us. And I think Nigel's got better, since the beginning of the year, but the defense still is a concern, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, that's still a problem. And here's another thing I don't like, Jake. The turnovers are still high. But like you said, it's mostly in garbage time. But I got to see those turnovers be down for 40 minutes. I got to see those be down. Because in March, I don't think it's a such thing as garbage time in March. March, you have to take care of the ball. You can't turn the ball over. And you got to hit from the line. Because like Bryce said, in March, free throw shooting wins games. Good guard play wins games in March. In fact, let me get Julian up next.
Hey guys, I gotta go, but we sleep in May. Go Canes.
Hey, thank you, Jake, for coming on. Julian, you're on the air. Go ahead and speak, please.
Yeah, I think it was a good win today, but I think for overall, I think we are missing that big man. If you look at our previous games like Duke, Syracuse, like the Syracuse game, we could have had beating up them on the first half, but they got a lot of offensive rebounds that helped them get back in that game. So I think that's what we're just missing is that get those rebounds as a big man.
Yeah, I
like O'Meara, but if he had help on the other side, like he would be dangerous.
We only have one guy on the team that's about 6'11". Who is that? Who is that? Miller? Who's the guy that's 6'11", guys? Anyone want to take that one? I forget who it is.
I think it might be Miller or it might be O'Meara.
O'Meara 6'7". I'm thinking that maybe that's not that other the other backup guy, AJ, right?
AJ Casey? No, I don't think it's AJ.
That's
Casey.
probably.
It's probably got to be Miller.
Yeah, because think about it. There's one guy 6'11". Did you notice when we played Duke, they had 4 guys over 7 foot?
I did. Huge.
And I'll tell you what, in March, you're going to see teams like that try to post up O'Meara and get him in foul trouble. That's why guard play is going to be huge in March.
Absolutely, but staying out of foul trouble is even huger.
Oh yeah, without question. Especially if you get our big man in foul, because elite teams will go to the low post and try to exploit that.
And the thing that kind of sucks about when Norchak gets in foul trouble, or actually, perfect example, because he fouled out in one of the games that we played this year.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what game, but you could tell when we're trying to go for a rebound, we can't rebound at all.
And in March, that's going to be critical, Bryce. In March, you must rebound. You must crash the boards. You cannot allow second and third chances in March, because that will send you do that, you go home.
I go back to our first loss of the season, Maryland. The story of that game, we got destroyed on glass, rebounding. That was the story of the game. And there's a couple other games that I could probably think of, but I'm blowing blanks here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, without question.
I did want to ask you a question though, Danny.
Please.
And I know it's kind of early, like really, really early. But what teams right now in college basketball scare you right now that if we were to go up against?
I gotta say, I was looking at some of the publications earlier today. TCU would be one. They went to Lawrence and blew out Kansas. That could scare you right there, because when I was looking at the brackets, Bryce, the NCAA tournament brackets, and I was reading those. I'm looking at the projection, and the thing I was watching here earlier today, and I'm just going to put that up. When I'm looking at here's one that really stuck out to me. Hold on a minute. The way I'm looking at it right now, bracketology by CBS. You're still able to hear me, right, by chance?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Kansas is still a 1 seed. But the way I'm looking at right now, the 1 line, you have Purdue, Bama, Kansas State, and Kansas. That's it. The 2 line, Tennessee, Texas, Houston, and Arizona. And here's what I look at right now. The ACC right now, we're having a down year. None are seeded higher than number 3 seed Virginia. By the way, a team, like I said, we beat early in the year. We beat them in our building early this year. And, I look at that and say, how can that be possible? Yeah, let's say we tie Virginia somehow, or we move ahead of Virginia. You think they're still going to rank us behind Virginia in that situation? I don't think so. I mean, here's the bracketology. In fact, I was looking at this earlier today. In fact, I'm gonna put it on the board so you could take a look at it right here. I'm gonna give you this so you could take a look at this here. Now, I just spared that. Are you able to see that little thing there by chance? Any of you? Okay, now here's the last. Now, Bryce, you're still able to hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay, right now, this bracket has us in the Midwest. You said the team that would scare me. I would say maybe, I haven't seen Oral Roberts, but a second round game with TCU, that would scare me, even though in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
But then let's say we go further. Midwest is in Kansas City. We would play the number one seed in that region, which is Alabama, which, by the way, blew us out last year, if you recall, in Orlando back in November last year.
Yep, I remember that.
And that was bad. In fact,
it was.
Yeah, they have us on the 5 line and Virginia on the 4 line. But let's say we move ahead of Virginia or maybe go to the finals of the ACC tournament. Where do you think we get ranked at that point? What line do we move up to the 4 line or maybe even the 3 line?
That's a good question, but I think that also depends on where we finish.
Okay.
If you want my honest opinion.
Sure, yeah, I think so too. I think we have to be, I would say, no hot. Right now, we're on the 5 line. We're on the 5 line right now. We're on the 5 line at this point. But now I got to see where are we at the moment. Where are we at the moment? That's going to be something you have to ask yourself. Yeah, KJ put up a good thing here, by the way. I think he had mentioned it earlier in the space. We're now tied for 9th all times. Dennis Burns, all that. I like the way we played. I really liked the way we played in every phase tonight. We beat them by 23 up there. We're 16-4. We're 7-3 in the conference. And I like where we are. I like where we are. But I still, to me, when I was looking at those brackets, in fact, did you see Andy Katz project Andy Katz's Power 36? Did you see that, Bryce? Julian?
I have not, actually.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Andy Katz said, and I'll put up Andy Katz if I could find it. But Andy Katz had us in the top. Didn't have us in the top 36, but yet he had. Here's who he had. He had Virginia, Providence, Rutgers, I believe in his top 15. Let me remind you, didn't we beat all 3 of those teams this year? We beat all 3 teams, those teams this season.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we did.
I mean, and yet we have them. He has us not in this Power 36. You got to be kidding me.
You know what that tells me, Danny?
What?
That means add more fuel to the fire.
You're damn right it is. You're damn right it is. In fact, Marquette. People talk about Marquette. In fact, his Power 36. In fact, look. Let me see. Look at the Power 36. In fact, I'll put it up so you could see it. The top 36. His Power 36 does not have us in there. Does not have us in there at all. I mean, that's got to be a joke. That's got to be a joke. Yes, Temple's in the top Power 36. Like somebody mentioned Ken Palm. I think Maddie mentioned that earlier before he left. I mean, I don't have the Ken Palm list. I have to. Does anyone have Ken Palm's list there? I mean, you got to be kidding. Ken Pomeroy. It's called Ken Palm. In fact, I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at his brackets. Look at the Pomeroy ratings right now. Right now we are 35th according to Ken Palm. The teams ahead of us are teams we beat this year. Providence, we beat head to head. Carolina, we haven't played yet. Rutgers, we beat head to head. I'm looking at Providence, we beat head to head. I mean, You got to be kidding me. And by the way, did you see Loyola Marymount knocking off Gonzaga at Gonzaga?
That's huge.
That's a monster deal. That's a huge deal.
That's a big win for them.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you that's probably a bad loss for Gonzaga, a very bad loss, because they might not win. They might not win their conference this year.
Who's in their conference anyway?
Oh, you got St. Mary's. You got BYU, who's their last year in the conference. They'll be going to the Big 12 next year. Let me see. I'll give you the West Coast, the WCC. Let me see. I'll put up the WCC conference basketball. In fact, I'm putting the conference in there right now. I'm looking at them as we speak. Let me see if I can. Oh, this is irritating. When you find, I'm sorry about that, guys.
They got Portland.
Portland, San Francisco in there.
San Francisco, Pacific, Larrymount, Mayola, BYU.
Yep. You know, St. Mary's is 7-0 in that conference.
Yeah, St. Mary's. They have St. Mary's.
Santa
Clara is always a good team.
Yeah,
they always get bounced out by Gonzaga.
And look about Santa Clara. Oh, by the way, Santa Clara is the school that Steve Nash attended. You remember that 15-2 upset many moons ago when they knocked off Arizona? That's a biggie. That's a big deal. That's a big deal right there. So, yeah, listen, hey, oh, by the way, a couple of announcements before I wrap this up for my Twitter audience. Saturday, we are going to do the space after the pick game at about 9 or 10, since I have to be at a family function on Saturday. So I will probably have that space around maybe 9 or 10 Saturday night. So I'll put a little reminder up on Twitter so you can, I'll pin that so you can look at it. I'll schedule it. Monday, I will do a space to when the ACC football schedule gets released. That will be, I don't know what time that's supposed to be released. Maybe I think it might be in the evening. I don't know yet. And then Tuesday we'll do our regular my weekly space. So those are the announcements. Bryce, take us home. You have your hand up. Take us home, man.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you want that spear.
Yeah. Hey, you know what you do with that spear? Burn that baby. Burn that baby.
Well, no, we had to break it there, bring it back here, and then burn it.
Oh, yeah. It'll be nice to bring that baby back to Miami and burn it. All right, guys. For Twitter, thank you for coming on. Great space, guys. See you Saturday evening. We're going to see you Saturday evening, right around maybe 9:30ish or so. So see you then. Have a good night, guys.
Yes, sir. Go Canes.
Go Canes. All right, for my YouTube audience, I have seen nothing on. I am done with. I'm off Twitter, so now for my YouTube audience, I did. Somebody was saying Roscoe Parrish was in a rollerblading accident. I have seen nothing. I'm looking at TMZ. I'm looking at TMZ Sports right now, so I'm looking to see where that's coming from at this point in time. So. Maybe I find something there. Let me see. TMZ Sports. I'm just looking now. It's not connected. So let me see if I can get in there a second. I'm still looking for that as we speak at the moment. Let's see. Yep, we're on there. Yeah, I'm on there now. So let me see if I hear any. Let me see if I see anything on TMZ. Nothing on TMZ in reference to the Roscoe Parrish thing. And Lizzo, nothing on Lizzo regarding that from TMZ. I'm looking at that. I've seen there's nothing to confirm that at all. I've heard nothing on that. So there's no really news on the Roscoe Parrish thing with Lizzo. There is no news on that. So if there is, obviously, if there's anything else that does come about from that. we'll be one to report that. Thank you for coming on for my YouTube audience tonight. I will see you next. I'm probably thinking maybe Monday night we do a simulcast of a Twitter space releasing the ACC football schedule. So I will let you know more about that. So take care, have a good night, and go Canes.